All right, hello YouTube, and welcome to our Lords of Limited FNM draft. So in the Lords of Limited Discord, we fire some drafts on a third-party website like this, and we do the draft and import our decks into Arena, and then direct challenge the matches on Arena as a way for us to do some in-pod play through the Discord. So I'm in the 10 p.m. pod here on Friday night. We've got an interesting pack. Try to make the cards a little bigger here for you. Yeah, that only makes one card go way down. So rare Hooded Blightfang is fine. Nothing crazy impressive. Tolarian Kraken, I keep losing to. But I don't think it's the pick here. It's 4 blue, 4/6. When you draw a card, you can pay 1. When you do, you can tap or untap target creature. It just makes it so hard to play defense once this card comes down. I think, however, I'm going to be on Llanowar Visionary is what I think is the most rawly powerful card in the pack. I wouldn't fault anybody for taking Blightfang or Kraken either, but I'm in for the Visionary. And as our usual spiel, as a reminder, if you enjoy our content, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. Any and all of that helps us out. I don't know if I said it in the first pick or not. I was a little scrambled there, but this is Ben, Mr. Metronome, drafting. So you can see me right up here. Soy Boy's passing to me, and I'm passing to Chongo Chingy. This pack is not crazy good, not terrible. So we have the Llanowar Visionary already. Best card in the pack, I think, is Hunter's Edge or Unsubstantiate. We're going to take a Hunter's Edge here to match up well with our Llanowar Visionary and stay in green. Fiery Emancipation, 3 triple red. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent player, it deals triple damage to that permanent player instead. This is fine, but not crazy good. It's really good when you're ahead. I have not been super happy with it. I'm a little lower on the card than I was at the start of the format. So pretty clear Hunter's Edge from here. Next best card past that is like one of the 2-drops. Unsubstantiate's very good in blue spells decks. Skeleton Archer's great in black control, just to try to shore up your aggro matchup a little bit, but Hunter's Edge for us. You can see our deck there. All right. This pack is a lot less exciting. Nyambi's powerful, but not really where we want to go after picking green card. So this is white-blue for a 2/1 flash. When ETBs, you can return another creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, you gain life equal to that creature's converted mana cost. So maybe save your creature from removal, give it a nice little up bump from the negative tempo you get when you gain the life. We could take Nyambi. There's a world where we'd splash that card. I think I just want Shock. Llanowar Visionary is going to be great in green-red. Hunt the Weak is going to be great. Not Hunt the Weak. I keep calling this Hunt the Weak. Hunter's Edge is going to be great in green-red. So I think I like Shock here as what I think is the best card in the pack. You could make a case for Wildwood Scourge, I think. I'm a little lower on this card than the rest of the world. It just seems a little clunky to me in a format that's as fast and aggressive as M21 is. So let's get Shock in the pile. Okay. So we've got a pack here. 3 people have passed on Experimental Overload, which is a pretty big signal that blue-red spells might be open. Otherwise, we're taking like Fabled Passage or Colossal Dreadmaw, which I don't love. I'm going to take Experimental Overload. Maybe we play it, maybe we don't. Maybe we splash it in a red-green deck. Depending on where we end up. I think that's fairly unlikely, but we're not going to miss any of these other cards, and we will really miss Experimental Overload, I think, if we don't take it here. Rewind has not really gotten there for me so much in the format. This goes in control decks, and control decks just aren't the default in the format. I think drafting aggro is really where you want to be. Fixing's at a premium, so I could see Fabled Passage, but again, Experimental Overload is one of the best of the uncommon gold cycle. I think it's behind the red, white, and the green, white for me at this point, but it is good. All right, rewarded with that speculation here, potentially. So best card in the pack by a mile, I think, is Enthralling Hold. 3 blue, enchant creature. You choose an untapped creature. You can't choose an untapped creature as the spell's target as you cast it, so you have to target a tapped creature, and you gain control of enchanted creature. This is not control magic, but it's very good. You have to not be getting totally beaten down for it to do the thing. Like, that's when it's at its best, like when you're a little bit behind. And it's really powerful in that situation. There's also some good black here. Silver Smoke Ghoul has impressed in the life gain deck, but I think the life gain deck comes together less often than some of the other decks in the format. But when it does, it's a really powerful way to go. But pretty clear enthralling hold for us here, I think. So we've got a lot of options. We could be blue-red, we could be green-blue, splashing red, we could be green-red and abandon our blue cards. Pretty clear pick here in Warden of the Woods, I think. 4 green for a 5/7 vigilance. When it becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you draw 2 cards. This card's very good, stabilizes you very well when it comes down. I think it's better than Colossal Dreadmaw, and really goes up in value once you have like a Llanowar Visionary or 2, and we've already got 1 locked up here in pack 1. So have high hopes for Warden of the Woods. And maybe seeing this here means we're going to shift towards just straight green-blue and stray away from the green-red path that we started down. We'll have to see. Track down a fine include in green-blue. Rest of this pack's sort of meh. Skeleton Archer, I think, is the next best card here. All right. This is interesting. So, not thrilled with any of this. Titanic Growth is very good in green aggressive decks, which we are not. I think I'm just going to take Rugged Highlands here as a nod to potentially wanting to splash Experimental Overload and or Shock. Could also let us do some Sanctum things down the road, potentially. I don't think we're going to miss Titanic Growth or Frost Breath here, so. Rugged Highlands, the most irreplaceable card, and we don't even know if we'll use it, but I think it's a fine addition here. So let's get that in the old pile. All right, so here's some of the aforementioned sanction shenanigans that are potential. We're going to take Sanctum of Calm Waters here. I think it's far and away the best card in the pack and really offers, like, we've got a good shell right now for a deck that would want to run Sanctums. And I think this is the best of the cycle of Sanctums. I think my Sanctum power rankings go blue, red, black, green, white, something like that. But definitely I think blue and red are the 2 best. I'm pretty down on the black one from where I was at the start of the format. Thrilled to pick up a blue Sanctum here. All right, nothing super exciting. Very concerned right now about the fact that we have 0 2-drops. So let's hope that is something that's abnormal with what's going on in pack 1 here. We're going to pick a track down. Just to have something to do on turn 2. All these other cards are completely interchangeable. I mean, track down is as well, if we're being honest, but at least it costs 2 mana as in one of our base colors, hopefully. All right, I think we'd take Prismite here to lock up our first 2-drop and potentially enable some splashes. I think we could also think about Dismal Backwater in that respect, but I literally am worried about having stone 0 2-drops right now at the end of pack 1. So I think I want to take my first step to shore that up before taking another piece of fixing. I think that's right. No, I'm going to take Dismal Backwater. I'm going to be greedy. If we end up doing the Sanctum thing, we're going to want all the duels we can get. But Dalian Arcanist is interesting. We could take it here. It really only helps us cast Hunter's Edge and maybe Experimental Overload. I do think green-blue is a good home for it. I think I'm just going to take the duel, though, and say that late blue Sanctum means that nobody else is doing Sanctums. Here we'll take a Rewind or a Wishcoin Crab. I don't even know. I think maybe a sideboard Return to Nature. We're going to play best of 3 when we do play out the rounds. I think I'm going to take Return to Nature for the board. Take a Gloom Sower over a bunch of nothing there. So I don't hate where we are. This is not really where you want to be in the format, but like we didn't see a lot of aggro because everybody in this pod listens to our podcast, I assume, since they're in the Lords of Limited Discord and knows what's up with aggro being good in the format. All right, this is a rough pack for us to open and see. There's nothing we're particularly crazy about here. Could take Thornwood Falls as a duel. It's good fixing for what we've got going on in the deck here. There's also Truffle Snout is a fine defensive card. Meteorite is some bad clunky fixing. Tide Skimmer has been impressive, but we have 0 other flyers at the moment. And green-blue I don't think is the best home for that card. I think it's pretty much a blue-white-gold card. I think I'm going to first pick a duel here. And hope we wheel Truffle Snout. Don't feel great about this, but I think it gives us a lot of options down the road. We're sort of banking on Sanctums getting open and getting passed to us, but I don't think that's a terrible place to be. And we also have outs to just be a normal deck as well, so worth keeping all of that in mind. Okay, this is not a great pack for us again. A lot of clunky expensive stuff. It's Temple of Mystery, less excited about that after just picking up the green-blue duel. I think we're going to take Roaming Ghostlight as the best card in the pack. Carrion Grub and Tide Skimmer are also good. Tide Skimmer is just not good in our deck, but Roaming Ghostlight's a fine pickup for us here. And I do think this means we're going to be base green-blue most likely, which is where I'd like to be base, I think, even whether or not we're doing some sort of a Sanctum thing. Roaming Ghostlight is good, ramping into it, like going Llanowar Visionary, curving into a Roaming Ghostlight is very powerful. So that's something we're certainly going to be looking to do. So I think I like this here. Probably not wheeling anything. Maybe we wheel the Temple of Mystery. I don't think that's out of the question, since we're, importing all these cards into Arena. It's not like anybody's getting value from the Temple of Mystery. So priorities for us right now, cheap creatures. And I think that's about it. So I think we take the white Sanctum here. If we're looking to do the Honden thing. I mean, Gnarled Sage is fine. But we should assume that's going to wheel. And we really don't need any more expensive cards. Again, like Skeleton Archer, Goblin Wizardry stand out in this pack. Alex Nikolic is really high on this card. Quarter Calls from the Limited Level Ups podcast. I don't see it myself, but I've not seen it on the battlefield yet, on my side or the opponent's side, so maybe I'm just underrating it because he's a very good player and card evaluator, so worth keeping an eye out for Falcon or Adept, but I'm not going to pass any Sanctums, I don't think, so we'll take this and see where we go. Nowhere good is the answer to that. So packs are rough. I mean, we're very much in danger of not making playables at this point, but I don't know what we're supposed to have been taking. These packs have been really weak and underpowered. Could take Opt, could take Thornwood Falls. It's looking like we might be a bit of a pile, so I think I'm going to take Thornwood Falls over Opt. Except if we're green-blue, Opt is going to be such a good card, theoretically. I don't know. I think we're in a situation where we're going to go big or go home at this point, and I think I want to try to go big. I'm going to take Thornwood Falls over the Opt here. All right, somebody's getting paid off handsomely with Alpine Houndmaster. Not us, though. Theoretically, that should make our pack 3 better, shipping that along. We could take... I mean, pretty clearly aggro's open from this direction, which makes sense because we didn't pass any aggro cards, which is why we're in this pile as well. Like, our default would have been to draft this deck as well. I think we're just taking a Jungle Hollow. Yeah, I think we're just taking a Jungle Hollow, and maybe we have to start thinking about black as a base color. It feels like black is coming both directions a little bit. All right, at some point we're going to have to start picking actual cards here. I don't know when that is, but it's not going to be yet. We're going to take a Jungle Hollow. And we're going to have all the gain lands, if nothing else. And none of these cards do anything. So let's get Jungle Hollow in here, and hopefully by shipping all this red and white, we will make pack 3 pretty good for ourselves. I am very skeptical about this deck coming together. Tough draft. But I think this is what is supposed to happen in the format when you're drafting with a pod of 8 people that know what's up. So let's get Jungle Hollow in here. Still no cheap creatures. I think we're going to take a Pride Malk in here just as a 3-drop over Gnarled Sage and Sabertooth Mauler. We're hoping that other Gnarled Sage wheels. So let's get Pride Malkin on in. Also awkward that we have the white Sanctum, but no white fixing at the moment. There was a green-white duel that had a chance to wheel, so we'll have to see about that. But Pride Malkin, get on in. I mean, this is playable. It's not the worst. And we certainly could just get instantly bailed out. We have 11 playables right now, playing all of these cards. I mean, Sanguine Indulgence is playable. Wow, that's a late Heroic Intervention and a late Volcanic Geyser. I think we take Volcanic Geyser. There's a chance we're still green-red splashing blue, or just like actual 3-color Teamer. I don't know. Heroic Intervention. Maybe Heroic Intervention's better. It's probably better than putting a red card in our base green-blue deck. All right, Meteorite. Nobody's got better fixing than me. And we're going to be relying pretty heavily on pack 3 for the old playables. Trackdown also not very good here at all. Just because of our awkward creature count. I'm not sure what went wrong here. Something went wrong, but I'm not sure what. We take Carrion Grub or Temple of Mystery. At this point, I think we're just committed. Like, we don't need 4 drops. We've got top end. We need low drops. All right, we take the Blossoming Sands now for the Sanctum, and I think we say we're going to get some Sanctums in pack 3, and if not, we'll make some Spicy Brew as best we can. But what this is the total opposite of what you're hoping to do in M21 right now. All right, Nake Ogre. I think we actually want Mass Blackguard. It's close. No, I think we're more likely to want red. Let's take Mass Blackguard. Or Nake Ogre, rather, I mean. None of these cards matter. Take a Rambunctious Mutt. Goblin Arsonist could potentially be a good sideboard card. Forest Sure. All right. Gonna need some Sanctums here. Volcanic Salvo is a good card. Worth maybe going towards base blue-red for, or even straight Teamer. We've almost got the fixing to go straight Teamer. We are going to put Volcanic Salvo in our deck. This card is redonkulous. Really would be hoping to wheel Pride Malkin out of this pack. But yeah, Volcanic Salvo, welcome to the team. Think pack 1, pick 1, you're on Volcanic Salvo as well. This card's better than every common and probably uncommon. Yeah, I would take this over Seasoned Hallowblade, I think. I think I'm on Seasoned Hallowblade as the best uncommon. This card just is frequently red, deal 6 to 2 creatures, which is very powerful. Let's get it in the pile. And if we're base red-green or like just true Teamer, I feel a little bit better about our curve. Also, for whatever that's worth. Ooh, Primal Might. Speaking of more expensive cards we don't need. This card's very good. This is another super strong rare, probably top 10, 15 rares in the set. When you're aggressive, we're not aggressive, unfortunately. But we are going to take it here just as a premium powerful card. Some good black shipping here. Maybe we just, honestly, maybe we just need this Keen Glidemaster. Is that possible? I don't think that's possible. We'll take Primal Might and we'll wheel a Vidalian Arcanist. Really sad that we didn't take that other Vidalian Arcanist. So Primal Might, get in. We have had chances to take the 2s. All right, so no Sanctums, unfortunately. So we will take Keen Glidemaster here to lock up a 2-drop for ourselves, hoping to wheel Swiftwater Cliffs, I think. So yeah, Keen Glidemaster, get in, and welcome to the team. May you block and trade early and often. And again, like I said, this is a bit of a mess, but I don't think we had a much better route to take through the draft. I don't know what else would have gone better for us. All right. Liliana's Devotee is an absurd Magic the Gathering card. We have black fixing if we want to go down that road. Other than that, we're taking Colossal Dreadmaw. I don't think that's right. So I'm going to take Devotee here. Sad that we have not gotten the Sanctum hookup here in pack 3. We could also take Bolthound. Bolthound's such a miserable card in our deck, though, that I don't think it's worth it. So I like Devotee here. Might as well take advantage of the fixing that we drafted. All right, same deal here. So there's a Malefic Scythe. There's a Prismite as a 2-drop. I honestly think we might just need Prismite as a colorless 2-drop. We have how many lands? 9 lands, so we're at 19 playables right now. Malefic Scythe is not going to be a good card in our deck, mostly because of how all over the place we are. So I think we just take Prismite here. And we really want to wheel this Gnarled Sage. So Prismite, get on in. All right, another Experimental Overload is big game. So this actually is a thing. I mean, we have 2 insanely powerful spells in Primal Might and Volcanic Salvo. So despite the fact that we didn't get there on the Sanctum thing really, like I think we're unlikely to run Sanctum. The White Sanctum rather, just to turn on the Blue Sanctum unless we randomly get a late Sanctum here in the last 2 picks of pack 3. But double Experimental Overload with what we've got going on is powerful. Assuming we don't get run over. Okay, so Brillfist Oak, Gnarled Sage, or Crash Through here. Crash Through makes our overloads a little bit better. I don't think that's enough to take it over a card with power and toughness here. I think we just want Gnarled Sage to help block and hold the ground. So let's, and the air rather. This card has reach. Yeah, let's get Gnarled Sage in here. Confirm. All right, some good black here. So it seems like black was the place to be for us. We just didn't get offered much that would have pushed us into black in pack 1. Snare Spinner is going to play good early defense for us. It's going to be a 2-drop. Snare Spinner is everything we could possibly want in a Magic the Gathering card in this deck. So let's get it on in here. And I think we're Teamer splashing a Liliana's Devotee. And we do have a lot of good lands for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 22 playables. So we made playables. Quote unquote playables. Could take a Lofty Denial here. Could take a Run Afoul. I don't have super strong feelings. I think we honestly just want Lofty Denial as another cheap way to interact. I think, which is a sad place to be, but I don't hate it. Also is another spell that we can get back with our Experimental Overloads. Vidalian Arcanist, never have I been so happy to see you on the wheel. Welcome to the team. So that feels pretty good here. And this deck does have a plan, which it was lacking sorely at the end of Pack 2. Take a Transmogrify for the board here. I think over Rise Again and Direfleet Warmonger. Yeah, I don't hate it. Don't love it. Let's cut that. We could take another Return to Nature for the board, or a Walking Corpse or a Blood Glutton. I think we just want another Return to Nature for the board. Guile or Crypt Lurker, we'll take a Guile. So we have blue, blue, green, green, and red, red. No big deal. Could also think about a Sanguine Indulgence. We have one of those on the board already, but I hadn't really thought about it in the main deck much. Let's get Infernal Scarring out of here, Sanguine Indulgence out of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. This is 24 cards in the deck. So what do we want to cut? I don't think we want anything from the board in unless we want Sanguine Indulgence. What's our creature count at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 creatures. So not a lot of creature action. The experimental overloads are pseudo creatures. I kind of want to cut Goblin Arsonist, and then our red splash looks a lot better. Other than the Volcanic Salvo, that is. It's going to be kind of uncastable a lot of the time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 creatures. And we don't have any other creatures down here we really want to play. So 8 lands, 23. I think this is the deck, which is a bit of a yikes, but it's not the worst deck I've ever seen in my life. We have the tools to get to the late game, and we have power once we get to the late game. So what's the mana? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green sources over here. So let's go to 9 green. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources over here. And we would like to get to 8 blue. So let's go up a blue. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 black over here. We don't need any swamps. And red, we're at 1, 2 sources. Yikes. So we need a lot more red sources. So that already takes us up to 9. That gives us 5 red, 6 red with Prismite, 7 red with Meteorite. So that probably means we go up a red and down a green. And then we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sort of 7, 8 red. The mountains are pretty rough in the deck. Maybe we don't run the other mountain. Maybe we stay like this. 2, 3, 4, 5 red, Meteorite, Prismite. Man, that Volcanic Salvo is going to be tough to cast. I think we have to do this and just say we're going to get lucky with greens in our opener. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, how did I... 6. 1 green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We definitely need at least 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is never a good idea when you're having to count your mana base this many times. So do we need 18 lands potentially just for sources? That seems wrong to me. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 blue. We could maybe go down an island and up a mountain. That I don't hate. Sure. I mean, this is gonna be rough with the mana base no matter what we do. But the power is there. So I will see you on the other side for round 1. I will not make you watch our exporting to MTGA process or anything like that. So what we're going to do now is just export to MTGA and then open our deck in MTGA, and I'll show you when we're there. All right, we're back here. You can see the deck in MTGA. It doesn't look any prettier here, unfortunately, other than the cards look fancy and sweet. Got all our cards ready to go in the sideboard, some basics queued up for the direct challenge feature, and we will see you for round 1. All right, we're back here for round 1 against Looster Booster. This is appropriate because there was some trash talk in the Discord with Looster Booster before we started the draft. Unfortunately for us, we are going to have to mulligan, not due to our bad mana, but due to lack of lands in our opening hand. And this is going to be a keep because we can actually cast our spells, or a couple of them anyway. So we'll keep this and we'll bottom Jungle Hallow. Boom, baby. Uh-oh, Plains is no bueno for us. That means their deck is likely aggressive. I think almost all of the white color pairs want to be aggressive. White-black is probably the least aggressive, but even that still wants to be aggressive. All right, we'll get down a Rugged Highlands. So we've got our Temur lands ready to go here. Ooh, no 3-drop from them. So maybe our deck's just going to be awesome and nobody got 2 drops from our pod. Let's get down King Glidemaster. Got a nice life upper here with the 23 life as well. Tome Anima. All right. We can beat that. Could track down for a land here. I think I'd rather just get Onake Ogre down on the battlefield. No attacks. It's unfortunate that the Sanctums just didn't get open or didn't get passed to us. I think our deck would have been nuts if we had gotten some Sanctums passed to us, because we really were set up to take advantage of it. So we're hoping to draw untapped land to put down Sanctum, I think. It's probably the best thing we can hope for next turn. If we brick, we will track down looking for a land. Legion's Judgment main deck, huh? All right. So we are now way far away from Volcanic Salvo. All right, let's track down first. See what we hit. Interesting. I think we want both of those. Those cards are very good in our deck. So we'll draw Mountain, and then we'll have we'll have Enthralling Hold Up rather up next turn. I think that's good, and then we can steal their Tome Anima, get some power and toughness on our side of the battlefield, and hopefully get Volcanic Salvo rolling. So let's smash and say go. And this is where Enthralling Hold is good, right? Because it's going to essentially kill our opponent's creature and give us a threat. Hopefully they play something that dies to shock. Ooh, they did not. So that's interesting. Like, do we want to wait a turn? Like, we could play Sanctum this turn and wait a turn and take Aven Gagglemaster. We also could attack into it and then shock it is another avenue we could go down. I kind of want to just get down Sanctum and make a land drop. And we get hit pretty hard here. I do still think I'm going to attack because it is worth it if they want to make this trade for shock. Like, getting off that off the battlefield is pretty important for us. And we're not blocking, so we might as well push the damage. The other thing this opens up is next turn we could shock. No, we don't have enough lands to do that. All right. So we need our opponent to not have feat of resistance here. Teferi's Toots. Well, that's awkward against our Sanctum. Okay, gonna need those sideboard return to natures that we had. That will fuel our experimental overload potentially. So that's exciting. Resolves. Devotee down. Arcanist, okay. Hunter's Edge is interesting. I don't think we want to draw here. Mostly because they just played Teferi's Tutelage. So let's take Gaggle Master. Actually, we should have drawn. We want to make sure we hit a land for Volcanic Salvo. That was loose. Loose on my part. Yeah. We would have been fine drawing a land and pitching Hunter's Edge. That was really greedy. Because we have a lot of tap lands in our deck too. So now we need to find exactly an untapped land. Opponent's deciding what they want to discard here. Pitch a Watchdog. Yikes. This is bad. We bricked. Okay, so what do we do here? We're kind of still stable. I think we pitch Shock or Primal Might. It's really bad that I didn't loot last turn. I think we pitch Shock. Shock could be so good for catching us back up, though. If we Primal Might for 2. We get a hold up intervention and shock. I think that's worth it. Let's pitch Hunter's Edge. And then let's go green, red, green, Primal Might, X equals 2, targeting here and here, auto pay, hope our opponent doesn't have feat of resistance. Okay, they don't. That's good news for us. And then we attack with a Glide Master. We can't stop that. Wait, no, we can. Hexproof. Let's go. Get wrecked, Capture Sphere. Let's attack with Glide Master. Okay, so now we just need to beat Teferi's Tutelage, which is not going to be easy to do. All right. Do we draw discard? We're making a 6/6 right now. We really need to make a 7/7. So I do think we draw. And pitch Shock. And then we play Experimental Overload, getting back Primal Might, right? We could get back our other Experimental Overload. That's pretty big game. And then get back Primal Might. Huh. Wish we weren't dying to this Fairy's tutelage quite so hard. I think this is the play. Let's get back Overload. And then I think I'm supposed to attack with Gaggle Master here. I doubt they have Pump in blue-white to kill me with Arcanist. We're still on the ropes from like tutelage and their creatures. We're threatening almost lethal in the air. No blocks. Don't kill my Gaggle Master. Hallow Blade, sure. Okay, so untapped land wins it for us, right? Because we can just jump two things. So let's draw. Ghostlight. That does not win it for us. Man, what a game. So we can get back Shock with Experimental Overload. Oh, my turn's gonna go away here? Let's pitch that. Holy cow. This is so different than Magic Online. Let's play that. Give me more clock, please. And then I think we go for Salvo here. And see what's up with that. Target you. Holy cow. Roping. See if they want to discard their last card. Just adding some drama for the YouTube recording. There are a lot of factors to consider there, sorry. Normally I play pretty fast. I must have forgotten about the arena rope after playing on MTGO for a while. And then I think we jam. Oh, they let it die. Interesting. Okay, so I think we attack, put ourselves dead to Frost Breath or something like that. I'm fine with that. Okay, that's terrifying. Maybe I should have jumped the Glide Master. That was the play. I should have jumped Glide Master to force them to block the 7/7. We're going to die to Frost Breath now. Oh, no! Savage. This game felt winnable for sure. So if I had done that, no, we still would have lost. All right. That was brutal. Okay. So I think both Return to Natures come in, which is good because we have a lot of fillerish stuff in our deck anyway. So what do we want to cut? Probably heroic intervention and snare spinner seems good. We could cut track down. I don't love track down as a card in our deck. We don't really have a way to... Do we want Sanguine Indulgence? Sanctum seems pretty suspect. Knowing they have Teferi's tutelage. Maybe we cut Sanctum and run like Sanguine Indulgence, question mark? Seems a little mopey, but could do the thing. No, not when the removals like Capture Sphere and blue-white. Yeah, maybe we just cut blue Sanctum. Keep the Lofty Denial. Yeah, I'm into that. All right, so we're here for game 2 of our best of 3 against Looster. We want to be on the play. This hand is a keep. A very sketchy keep, but I don't think we can afford to mulligan hands like this on the play. Gotta trust our deck. Want to buy blue mana. That's terrifying. Think we just lose to that card? Maybe not. Okay, hits us for 3. Ooh, Larcenist is so good. All right, so let's Pride Malkin. Hoping we get a block Larcenist and that they don't have Capture Sphere. I think we block... Oh, wait, we can't make our thing indestructible. I was thinking we could block and pitch Volcanic Salvo to make our thing indestructible because I was thinking about Seasoned Outlaw Blade. We will not block. Thank you for asking. Let me just discard my removal spells to kill your Seasoned Outlaw Blade that I would have to spend mana to cast normally. Seems fair, right? All right, there's blue mana. So... I think we're just Primal Mighting down this Library Larcenist right now. X equals 1, 2, 3. Target you, auto pay. Please, no Feet of Resistance. Stop. Okay. It's not the worst. It's not good, though. That's for darn sure. Taking 9 on the crackback. Ooh. Okay, that's sort of a card. Sort of a card. Green, black, black. More Return to Natures. Looking good, looking good. Kappa. Yeah. I think we have to attack with Pride Malkin. And then, what are we hoping? We're not dead. If we draw an untapped land, we can Volcanic Salvo. And then we're still likely dead. Not in a good spot here, for sure. I think we don't block. Well, if they're letting us block Keen Glidemaster, okay. They're not letting us block Keen Glidemaster. I think that's smart on their part. Resolves. I don't think we can block Seasoned Hallowblade here, because we need to hope to rip untapped land. All right, our turn. We hit the untapped land, so let's do that, and then we'll chump Seasoned Hallowblade. God, Seasoned Hallowblade is such an absurd card. No attacks. Dead? Rip. All right, good games, Looster Booster. Their deck was much better than ours, so I don't think we need to feel badly about that loss. So round 1 down. See what we can do in rounds 2 and rounds 3. We'll see you back for that. All right, we are back here for round 2 against Raider Ray in the 0-1 bracket. We've got as close to a snap keep as our deck is going to give us here. So I think we do keep. Gonna need to hit some land drops, but if we do, Sanctum should help smooth out the rest of our deck and or mana base. So let's go Mountain and pass. Ooh, Lofty Denial, spicy. Still think we get down Arcanist. We'd rather nab a 3-drop or a 4-drop or something than a 2. And then we can also, the other thing that lets us do is hold up Shock and Lofty Denial next turn. So let's pass it back to the opponent. Stinks that we missed our land drop there and that we drew a green spell. God, our deck is embarrassing. Those of you that are watching the YouTube video, you literally might have witnessed my worst draft all format, I think. I don't think that's an exaggeration. That resolves. If they attack, we will snap off the block with Hobble Fiend. On Hobble Fiend, rather. We'll block with Vidalian Arcanist. I think we're going to get him here pretty good. They've got to be really sad that we're blocking right now. Best Shock NA. Let's go. Yikes. Vidalian Arcanist beats. Hopefully we get a nab a 4-drop here with Lofty Denial. That would be ideal. Ooh, we do. Get wrecked. Come on, lands. Not like this. I mean, like, our mana base is bad, but, like, we just literally need lands to function as well, right? We are not under, for how poorly our land draws have gone, we are not under that much pressure, I will say, as a saving grace. So we'll see if we can stabilize here. Ooh, not attacking into the Prismite. I like it. Ooh, I take it back. I don't like it. Deck, please. Where did all the lands go? All right. Not looking good for the home team here. Facing down a 6/6 trample. I think we just block here. Take 6. Hope they don't have a trick. We need to keep all, or that they use their trick to push through Arcanist. We need to keep all of our power and toughness on the battlefield to potentially gang block this Chandra's Incinerator. Okay. Okay. Pass the turn. What am I supposed to do here? I think we take 9. We can't let the Sabertooth Mauler grow. We could have double blocked Mauler, I guess, with a 1/3 and a 2/1. Ugh. Alright, that'll do it for me. Let's see what we can do in sideboarding here. Probably not much, is my guess. We didn't see anything interesting for Return to Nature, right? We didn't see any removal for Ranger's Guile, so I think we're honestly just okay here. And I don't think we really need to make any changes for sideboarding. And we just run it back. Seems good to me. All right, we're back here for game 2. We want to be on the play again, I think. We can't choose the draw. We got to not be gun shy about missing land drops. Tippity top in that land. Let's go. And then I think what would I rather do? I think I'd rather get Snare Spinner down and then play Pride Malkin potentially off curve than anything else. Snare Spinner seems like a pretty good blocker given what's going on here. Opponent on that Hobble Fiend Life. Okay, so now I do think we curve out with Pride Malkin as a 3/2. Or just want Snare Spinner to be a 2/4. I kind of just want Snare Spinner to be a 2/4. It's pretty much a house. We probably don't want to attack. Honestly, we don't want to trade damage. And I don't think we want to trade creatures here particularly. That's fine. Pride Malkin trades very nicely with that. Good deal here. So next turn we get down Meteorite, and then we get down Warden of the Woods. I like the way this game's shaping up. Opponent's got to think about Lofty Denial here, which is good for us. I can't just willingly jam a 4-drop. If they attack, we trade Pride Malkin off, but I don't think we're blocking with Snare Spinner here. Maybe we do. Bulltown, okay. No attacks, interesting, okay. So let's go land Meteorite. Meteorite Hoblefine, I think. Which feels a little bad, but that's like, otherwise, like, I think I'd rather them not have the option to grow this rather than get a 4/2 off the battlefield. And then we should be able to just play Warden of the Woods and be really stable against red-green. I don't like this. So obvious blocks are obvious. See what our opponent wants to do about that. I assume Snare Spinner is going down here. Surely they don't have two tricks, though. Sure Strike, and another one. Ooh, okay. Warden of the Woods should stabilize us, though, since they had to use their Sure Strike there to push through. Let's go. Should be a house. And then we can Primal Might it up next turn. Magma, sure. All right, so let's go. Land. X is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Target you, auto pay. We lose to exactly Titanic growth here. That's fine. Looks like they don't have it. This card is a brick wall. And then we have Experimental Overload to get back Primal Might. Pretty good. Okay. Let's start by, I think, tracking down. Okay. I do think we want Experimental Overload, so let's put a land on top, land on bottom, draw a land. Little rearranging there for us. If I should have taken the untapped land so we had Heroic Intervention up. That was loose. Loose. So let's make a weird, get back Primal Might. And say go. Ping me down. Fabled Passage, sure. If they attack with Scourge, I'm not blocking. In fact, if they attack with anything, I think I'm not blocking. Oh, I'll block with the weird. Okay, so it's Primal Might for X equals 5 again. Target you, auto pay. Boom, baby. And then we attack with the Warden again. And I think we can afford to attack with the 2/2 also. And then we Experimental Overload and rinse and repeat. So this is how we drew the deck up. It's just pretty clunky at getting to this point. Certainly in a format that's as aggressive as M19, or M21 rather. Yikes, don't we wish we could go back before 2020? Too soon? Probably too soon. That's fine. Don't care about that at all. So Warden of the Woods is being a total bully here. Okay, our turn. Close Sanctum. So let's smash. Opponent's blocking, okay. Pinging, all good. Damage. Let's overload. Back Primal Might. And say go. All right, got him on to game 3 for all the marbles. Sideboarding here, I don't, again, like, we didn't see anything that would change what we got going on here. So we'll be back for game 3. All right, we're back here for game 3 against Raider A, and we've got a keep. Gonna need to draw some forests, but 4 lands is a good place to start with his deck. Opponent went to 6. That's a yikes for them. Thralling Hold I like against what we've seen from the opponent. Quirion Dryad is scary. Ooh, 2-drop? Yes, please. Sign me up. All right. So I think we just forest and I think we don't attack? Question mark? I don't know what to do here. Plan is hopefully to steal that Quirion Dryad or something else good with Enthralling Hold. Looks like everybody else in the pod got plenty of 2-drops. I don't know what my problem was. I just felt like every pack I looked at that draft just had no cards I ever wanted to play in a million years. And it did feel like we were in the supposed to be drafting Sanctum seat, that maybe the Sanctums just didn't get opened. I'd have to go back and look at everybody else's logs and see. That's one of the other cool things about that website, is at the end of it, it saves everybody's draft log, so you can go through everybody's draft log for the whole table. I think we block. I'm so scared. We're going to get Sure Struck? Let's block with Onake Ogre. No, let's block with Prismite. There's nothing that's going to put a +1/+1 counter on it unless they have the Invigorating Surge, in which case we're getting wrecked either way. Oh, all right. I'm an idiot. Okay, that was a really bad block on my part. Okay, let's see if we can recover from that. So I think playing Sanctum here is the best thing we can do. We take a bunch of damage. I was so worried about Sure Strike that I didn't want to double block. It didn't occur to me. That was really bad on my part. I don't know why that didn't occur to me that they could have red instant speed removal for Quirion Dryad. I was just so tunnel visioned on it being a combat trick, since we'd already seen Sure Strike. Play another red spell, please. No? All right. Well, I mean, them playing no spell is also good for us. Yes, we would like to draw a card. I think we ditch Track Down. In general, I don't want to spend 2 mana for that effect. Yeah, let's go Island. Enthralling Hold. And that should get pretty large in our deck. I mean, we have green in hand, but we do really have the capability to make it grow. Take 2 from the Magma. Pitchburn Devils is fine. Let's take action. I think we pitch Rugged Highlands here. We play a Thornwood Falls, and I guess we're holding up Intervention and Denial. We really get our opponent with Pitchburn Devils if they attack with it. So they've got to be scared about attacking now for the same reason that we got blown out by Quirion Dryad. Curious to see what they do here. Heroic Intervention should be pretty good against most things that they could possibly have. Wow. I think we just try to eat the Magmut? I think we try to eat the Magmut and then we 2-for-1 them when they Sure Strike. And then hopefully we grow it larger than Pitchburn Devils. Yeah. So I was a little scared to block. So the greedy line there is to block Pitchburn Devils, but the problem with that is that we have to act first. Like, they could pass there and just be happy with trading. That's why I think we wanted to block the 2-drop. Because that shows their hand for what they've got. Whereas then if we fire off Heroic Intervention, if they have another Scorching Dragonfire type card, we're really in a losing spot there. Play a 4-drop. Do it. Look at all these lands glowing here. The most untouchable lands. Let's take some action. Ooh, I like that. Pitch a Lofty Denial. It seems unlikely to be good at this point. Let's Ghostlight, bounce that Pitchburn Devils, and start beating down. Looking pretty good for the home team here. Let's attack in with Quirion Dryad. Opponent digging up lands. Okay, Pitchburn Devils is back. So we have Heroic Intervention to get back. That's a pretty good card to get back in this spot. Let's draw Pitch Arcanist. Play Overload, get back Intervention. Yeah, seems good to me. Yeah, I think we want to be the aggressor here. Then we're also fine blocking and using Heroic Intervention on blocks with our 3/3. Fabled Passage, sure. All right. Action. We don't need Snare Spinner. Let's go to combat. Jam with the team. And we'll shock their face. Got him. All right, got the 2-1 over Raider Ray, so we'll be heading into round 3, sitting at 1-1. So we'll see if we can scrape out the 2-1 with this pile. All right, we are here for round 3, sitting at 1-1 against Soy Boy from our pod. Opponent mulliganed. We can't mulligan hands like this in our deck. We got to trust our deck that we're going to draw a green. And any land honestly gets us to Prismite for Land of War Visionary, which is also probably good enough. Let's hope our opponent is not aggressive. All right, that hope is gone. Cool. That's more important to curve into Land of War Visionary, I think, than it is to get Prismite down on the battlefield. Subira, that's a good one. Okay, so the beatdown. Oh, man. Could have curved into Land of War Visionary anyway. Double the experimental overload. Much experimenting, very wow. Unfortunately, we are just going to take it on the chin many times here from Subira. No blocks. This has got to be our worst matchup from the pod. That is a card that is legal in Magic the Gathering. Let's go. And then Warden of the Woods hopefully stabilizes us here. So we just need to hope our opponent has no combat tricks. That's not too much to ask, right? No Sure Strike, no feats, please. If they attack, do we block? That's an interesting question also. Well, now we don't. Okay. No blocks. Take 5, and then we slam Warden. Now we can... Now I think we play Devotee and triple block. And try to get him with the Heroic Intervention. Let's pass. Because they have to attack into us. They have to have 2 removal spells to really punish us here. Triple block. Okay. Then the other interesting question is, if they pass, do we just let this happen? That's perfect. Is this the total blowout? Are we going to get the 3-for-1? This card has done work. Heroic Intervention has been MVP for sure. Wow, we got the 3-for-1. Let's go. All right, that's gotta be game, right? Let's attack and then play Warden. Sure. That happens. Large green monsters unite. One, two, three, four, five, six. I think we just want to beat down. Let's play a Prismite here and hold up Lofty Denial. It's probably the best we can do. And next turn, if we need to, we can Keen Glidemaster to jump our Warden of the Woods. All right, took game 1. That was pretty important, taking game 1 there, because I think this is a terrible matchup for us. All right, so sideboarding. I think we want to return to nature in over track down. What else is bad? Sanctum is really bad. Is Goblin Arsonist good here? I don't think so. Is anything else good? No. Is anything in our deck bad enough that we want to play a second Return to Nature? I think the answer to that is also no. So we run it back, and we'll see you for game 2. All right, game 2, we are up a game. Opponent has mulliganed, and we have all of our colors and a 3-drop, so that's the best we can do. Let's keep. And hope to draw some good cards. We do have a lot of good cards in our deck when we can cast them. That is true. Ooh, the opponent go to 5? Ugh, that feels bad for them. Mulligan to 5 could certainly kill us, though. That is for darn sure. Let's get Thornwood Falls down. Let's go Mountain here so we can hold up Lofty Denial. Damage. Okay. Land Pride Malkin, I think, and then next turn we can hold up Lofty Denial and Shock, which is pretty big. Anticlimactic ending here. Feel bad for the opponent. I think we're going to get there. I don't know. You never know. Aggro deck certainly can steal games. I think we play Prismite out and just hold up Shock. Okay. They found the mountain. Okay. I think that means we just shock this Selfless Savior right now. And then we attack Pride Malkin into Sabira. Okay, no blocks. Play a Highlands. I mean, we're beating down right now. And we also want their creatures to be tapped so we get them with Enthralling Hold. I think we're pretty hard in the driver's seat here. Opponent attacking in with Sabira. No blocks from us. Resolves. And we can deny the Watchdog. Our turn. Let's go land. Combat. See if they want to block or not. They do not. And let's take their Sabira. Okay. Sabir down. Wishing this return to nature were tracked down at the moment, but I think that's going to be the exception rather than the rule. Magma, sure. Okay. Gonna get him with heroic intervention here. I think this is right of them to only block with one to try to play around heroic intervention. They almost are priced into blocking two, though. Damage. And then I think we get back heroic intervention, or we get back shock. Getting back shock is probably better. All right, let's jam. See what they're up to. Sure. What else you got? Okay. 3-3 down, Pride Malkin connects, and we shock to the dome. Shock to the dome. Do, do, do. All right, Soy Boy down, so we 2-1'd. I think that's a very good result for what was a very difficult draft. Unfortunate that our opponent had to mulligan there. I don't think I would do that draft differently. I want to do a quick little recheck on that, so you guys can just sort of see. You can see in this client like what everybody drafted. So person passing to us was red, blue, white. So we kind of read it correctly. It's weird. 3 white drafters in a row here, 3 green drafters in a row here. So 4 people were drafting green, 2 black. And this isn't totally accurate. I mean, this is just sort of a general idea. But let's sort of see if there was a different route. I stand by Visionary. I stand by Hunter's Edge. I stand by Shock. We could have taken Scourge here, I guess, to cut green. So that's maybe a domino. I definitely stand by Experimental Overload. Definitely stand by Enthralling Hold. Definitely stand by Warden. Duel. Like there just was, we didn't see black in pack 1. That's a late Skeleton Archer. We could have taken Skeleton Archer over the duel there. But we had, did we have the Sanct? We had the Sanctum at that point. So I think there just weren't Sanctums open in the draft. I think we did okay. So let's see. So you can go to card view real quick. Let's just see if there just weren't Sanctums opened in the draft. So we can see the cards everybody drafted. No Sanctums. No Sanctums, no Sanctums, no Sanctums. And so we were blue-green and our neighbor was blue-green. That hurt our pack 2 a lot also. Like the fact that our neighbor didn't get pick up on that we were in blue and green. And this person, for what it's worth to you all, is 0-2 right now in the bracket. Maybe they'll squeak out the 1-2. But I think that's what happens generally when you're drafting the same colors underneath someone in packs 1 and 3. All right, no Sanctums. No Sanctums. So this was our round. This doesn't show you their deck. This is just like their pile of cards that they took. Obviously, a lot of 2s there. Holy cow, this is where all the 2 drops went. All right. No name. Mono black Poggers with a Massacre Worm at the top. That's pretty sweet. I think this person is in the finals against Looster Booster. Looster Booster was our round 1 opponent. But again, no Sanctums there. Looster Boosters are round 1 opponent that beat us. And man, those games were so close. I think if I were a better Magic player, we could have won game 1. Game 2, we didn't have a chance. And this deck is good. It's a tough matchup for us for sure. I mean, not absurd or anything to be in the finals. It's like a very reasonable deck. And no tomes. Or no sanctums, rather. JM-tron on green-white. And again, no sanctums. Murmuring Fistic also on blue-white. So 2 blue-white drafters here. They have 1 blue sanctum. So it looks like they maybe just didn't get opened. And no sanctums here. So we took, like, we were drafting, and I do think, like, our deck looks terrible, but our deck is powerful. So let's just go back to Arena and check out our deck here real quick. This deck looks terrible, but it is, like, if we get lucky with the mana and, like, don't get totally steamrolled, we're doing busted stuff. Volcanic Salvo, I think, is the worst card that's powerful that we've got because we're so unlikely to have creatures on the battlefield to make it good. And we got fortunate to not draw it. But, I mean, card quality's high in the power level department. Our filler just is, like, pretty mishmashy. And I do think we positioned ourselves well to draft Sanctums if Sanctums had been available, which is good to do when we had no clear direction like that. So that's a very interesting draft. I hope you all enjoyed seeing best of 3 pod play there in the Lords of Limited FNM. And thank you very much for watching, YouTube. And as a reminder, if you enjoyed the content, please click like, leave a comment in the comments section with a hashtag heroic intervention, MVP of this draft. And please click that subscribe button. Thanks, and catch you all next draft.